Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
सुना
ma'am.
physics के बारे में? Have you heard about semiconductor physics? Semiconductors, insulators, conductors. Yes. Say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Second is diodes. Diodes like Zener diode, tunnel diode, LED, light emitting diode, rectifiers. And third unit is your transistor. First one is your NP and PNP transistor. Then what is the comparison between BJT, FET, MOSFETs? These are we will discuss in third unit, that is transistor. And fourth unit is related to your fabrication process like CMOS, how we can implement an IC like a integrated circuit, NMOS banana, PMOS banana, CMOS. Then we will discuss it in detail in fourth unit. Now, very first question arises here. What is the significance of electronic devices in this field? Can you tell me what do you mean by electronics? First topic is, very first topic is, what do you mean by electronics? Yes. Yes, Sushant.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by electronics? We have already studied about in industrial training also, but now our subject is electronic devices. Now, very first question arises here. What is electronic? Why do we need electronic devices in electronic and communication engineering? Any one of you?
With ma'am, which contains ma'am transistors
Okay.
and ma'am ICs, chips, circuits, and other components.
Okay. What do you mean by electronics? Electronics is just a derived from a word electron. One word is electron, from where electronic word is derived. Now, what do you mean by electronic? It's just a branch of science and engineering which deals with the flow of electrons, flow of movement of electrons, in which there is a movement of electron. That means current is there. That is called electronics. So what is electronics? That is a branch of science and engineering which deals with the flow of electrons through vacuum, or we can say semiconductor. That is called as electronics. Now, what do you mean by electronic devices? Electronic devices क्या है? Electronic means which deals with electronic devices and their utilization. Like मैंने resistor बोला, that means resistor is your electronic device and their utilization is also important in electronic circuits. Yes or no? Electronic circuit or system. Is there a need of resistance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, suppose we want to implement any type of project. Basic components required are resistance, capacitance, and inductor. That is called RLC. That means, what do you mean by electronics? Electronics is just deals with electronic devices, or a branch which deals with electronic devices and their utilization. अब resistance का भी कोई use होगा, capacitor का भी कोई use होगा, inductance का भी कोई use होगा. That is called electronics. Now, what do you mean by electronic devices? Electronic devices means in which conduction take place through a vacuum. Now, what do you mean by conduction? Conduction means movement of electrons, or we can say flow of electrons. आप बोलते हो resistance means that will oppose the flow of current, जो current को flow होने से रोकता है. अब करंट फ्लो कैसे करेगा? That again depends on the movement of electrons. Yes or no? I'm waiting for your response, students. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, electronic devices means in which conduction take place, or we can say electron flow take place. Movement of electrons take place, that is called electronic devices. Now you can see here, electronic word derived from electron. What do you mean by electronics? That deals with the movement of electrons through vacuum, through semiconductor, or it is a branch which deals with electronic devices and their utilization. Use of that electronic devices is called as electronics. Or electronic devices kya hai? In which conduction take place. Conduction means conductivity is there. That means movement of electron is there, flow of electrons is there through a vacuum or a semiconductor. Now next topic is history of electronics. Yes, any one of you all are the students of ECE. Any one of you can tell me what is the history of electronics? सबसे पहले कौन सा electronic की invention हुई थी? Can you tell me? Yes. Say yes or no. No?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Electronic took birth in 1897. You can note down the important points here. Electronics की जो invention हुई थी in 1897 में हुई थी. When a vacuum diode was developed by J.A. Fleming. पर्सन का नेम था J.A. फ्लेमिंग, जिसने इन्वेंशन की थी वैक्यूम डायोड की. वेरी फर्स्ट इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस दैट इज वैक्यूम डायोड. And the real beginning of electronic was made in 1906. Real beginning of electronic was made in 1906 when Lee Forrest, the name of the person is Lee Forrest, that developed the vacuum triode. After the vacuum diode, उसने develop किया था vacuum triode. Now, what is the difference between vacuum diode and vacuum triode? Vacuum diode means die, 2 terminals are there. Triode means 3 terminals are there. Done? Are you getting my point? Yes. And without vacuum diodes, amplifiers are not possible. What do you mean by amplifiers? That amplify the signals, or we can say increase the strength of the signal. That means vacuum triode are responsible to amplify the signals. So triodes को किसने implement किया था? That is called Lee Forrest. You can note down. And after this, in 1948, transistor was invented by 3 Nobel laureates. One is John Bardeen, second one is Walter Beatty, and third one is William Shockley. In 1948, transistor की invention हुई थी by the 3 persons. Very first is John Bardeen, second is Walter Beatty, and last third one is William Shockley. कहाँ पे हुई थी? At Bell Laboratory. Bell Laboratories में in transistor की invention हुई थी. That is the second invention in the field of electronics in 1948. After this, it was replaced with the Velke vacuum tubes. और उसको जो transistor था उसे vacuum tubes के साथ replace कर दिया था to consume the high power for its suppression, or we can say for its amplification. Then after this, development of IC is there. After transistor, germanium and silicon semiconductor materials made. Why? To gain the popularity. These transistor gain popularity and wide acceptance uses in different electronic circuits. तो उसके बाद मटेरियल्स आना स्टार्ट हो गए थे, ये सिलिकॉन है, इंडियम मटेरियल है कि जर्मेनियम है, like this. After the transistor, and transistor की invention हुई थी, most important one question, that is in 1948. Now if any doubt in this slide you can ask me. Please hold on, students. In ICs is called integrated circuits. Like development of ICs, we can say small सबसे पहले थी, that is called small scale integration. After this, medium scale integration. Have you heard these types of integration? Lead students, you can also respond. Shubham and Samranjit, have you heard about it? Then large scale integration, LSI. Then very large scale integration, and many more like ultra large scale integration. In this, but there's a comparison between these types of integration: small scale, medium scale, large scale, very large scale. Difference in between the components. Suppose we want to implement one circuit, like मैंने कोई भी system बनाना है or circuit. What to do? First one is small scale integration. The difference is in the terms of components. Like इसमें अगर suppose मेरे 10 components लगते हैं, तो इसमें 10 से ज्यादा होंगे, suppose 100, and in third more than 100. That is the difference between integration. और आप लोग suppose we have two types of system, both system are same, but the difference in between in there, yes, what is the comparison between these two? Tell me. Observe these two blocks, tell me, आपको देख के क्या difference नजर आ रहा है? Any one of you? जो भी आपने ऑब्जर्व किया, tell me. Yes, Sushant. First one is this, second is this. Both are system, same system. I suppose it's a system 1 and this one is system 2. What is the comparison between these two? Can you tell me? Yes. Okay, example is your phones. ये भी phone की example है, ये भी phone की example है. क्या comparison between these two? Can you tell me? Yes, friends. Any one of you, Harman, Sushant. I'm audible. Say yes or no. अगर नहीं बता say no. Okay. डिफरेंस इन बिटवीन द टेक्नोलॉजी. आप लोगों ने फोन यूज किया, पहले भी फोन यूज किया था, अब भी फोन यूज कर रहे हो. यू कैन सी द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बोथ. ये देखो, ये एक सिस्टम है जो न्यूएस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी का. सपोज ये 2020 का है मॉडल, और ये मैं बात कर रही हूँ सपोज 2015 का. व्हाट इज द कंपैरिजन? वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन द टेक्नोलॉजी इन 2015, ऑल्सो 2020 में भी आपने सी करी है. 15 में क्या था, जो फोन्स थे, अगर मैं टच की बात ना करूं और लेटेस्ट प्रोसेसर की बात ना करें तो कीपैड था. एंड सेकंड, द वेट ऑफ द फोन इज वेरी हाई वेट था. बट इन अब अगर लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी की बात करें, यू कैन यूज स्मार्टफोन्स आल्सो इन विच touch pad is there, latest processor is there, and second we can see कि जो आपका सिस्टम है, जब फोन है वो लाइट वेट का है. आई एम राइट और नॉट? से यस और नो. नाउ यू कैन रिस्पॉन्ड. आई एम राइट.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ओके. तो क्या डिफरेंस हुआ? सपोज दोनों का साइज सेम है. मैंने अभी जो नीचे सिस्टम 1 सिस्टम 2 बनाया था, बोथ द साइजेस आर डिफरेंट. इन दोनों में साइज का डिफरेंस था. बट यहाँ पे देखो, both are having same size. Then what is the difference? Difference in terms of their specifications. उनके प्रोसेसर में डिफरेंस होएगा, कंपोनेंट्स में डिफरेंस होएगा. यस और नो? यस फ्रेंड्स.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That is called integration, development of integrations, or we can say development of ICs. Read this point. Invention of integrated circuits drastically changed the electronic circuit nature as the entire electronic circuit got integrated on a single chip. मान लो ये एक चिप है, इस चिप के ऊपर मैंने सारे कंपोनेंट्स को इम्प्लीमेंट कर दिए. आप बोलते हो मेरा ये आईसी खराब हो गया, ये चिप खराब होगी, ये स्लॉट खराब हो गया. वो सारा कुछ एक ही चिप पे, दैट all are implemented or built on a single chip, that is called integrated circuits, or we can say implementation of ICs, or we can say chip. And what are the advantages of this? Cost कम होगी, size कम होगा, weight कम होगा. तो ये इंटीग्रेशन है कि इस इंटीग्रेशन में सिर्फ मान लो सपोज मैंने अज्यूम करा कि 10 कंपोनेंट्स ओनली कनेक्ट होते थे एक चिप पे, पर चिप. बट इसमें 100 हो रहे हैं, इसमें मोर देन 100, मैं बोलूँ कि लाख में हो रहे हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड लार्ज स्केल इंटीग्रेशन. इसमें 10 lakhs हो रहे हैं. दैट इज द एडवांसमेंट ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन. डन. नाउ एनी क्वेश्चन अप टू दिस पॉइंट? Yes. After the invention of ICs, there is an invention of GFETs or MOSFETs. That is FET, that is field effect transistor. GFET is junction field effect transistor. And
मैम एक बार दोबारा बता दो कि मेरे नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम थी तो मुझे कुछ पता नहीं चला.
voice is not audible. कौन है ये? सिमरनजीत और सोनाली. Yes, beta, unmute yourself. Yes, any doubt in this? That is the invention of ICs. Yes, Sonali. Do you have any doubt? Please respond fast, otherwise I will proceed my lecture. After the invention of ICES, the trend further carry forward with the GFETs and MOSFETs. GFET is junction field effect transistor and MOSFET is metal oxide semiconductor. FET is field effect transistors. And then digital technology is there after analog. And what are the digital ICs? That is digital integrated circuits. TTL, that is transistor logic. ICL, I2L is integrated injection logic. You will see all these types of technologies, that is digital integrated circuit, in your subject that is called DSD, digital system design. In this subject you can read all these, and we also discuss it in detail in further chapters also, that is CMOS in last unit of electronic devices. After all these, most important one is the invention of processors. Microprocessor. First microprocessor is 4004, that is a 4-bit processor. After this 8-bit processor, that is 4008. Then after this microcontroller, embedded system, nowadays i3, i5, i7 प्रोसेसर. अब जो लेटेस्ट चल रहा है आप सभी को पता है, लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी पे हम वर्क कर रहे हैं. These are the history of electronics. Now any question is there, then you can ask me. This is all about history of electronics. If any question is there up to this point, you can tell me.